I'm Lee.
I'm Ben.
We have chickens. We got them because our friend Zach wanted chickens, because he grew up raising chickens, but there was a veto from Ben's house. Ben is Zach's roommate. So we decided to have them over here.
Zach went looking around for eggs. I guess you need to have eggs that are unrefrigerated and that were produced by hens that have a rooster in with them. And I think he just got eggs at a farmer's market, and then we brought them home and put them in an incubator. And after incubating them for a while, they were chickens. I remember one point Zach woke me up in the middle of the night and was like, Ben, you guys come on, see this. And I was like, oh, Zach, no. And came out into the hallway, and there were these like little puddles of creatures, like really gloppy and gooey. They're pretty gross looking when they first come out of the egg. But I think maybe the highlight was then him bringing me over to the incubator and showing me chicks that were in the process of poking parts of them through the eggs, which is a pretty amazing moment because an egg is a really banal object. Like, you interact with them all the time, and to see an animal coming out of that is pretty cool.
And they start peeping in the eggs before they hatch, so the eggs start making noises, which is also really cool.
Yeah, there were visitors who came to see the chicks. There was a bit of a cardboard chick fort in Zach's room. There was a cute time when we put them all on my bed.
Big Steve started out as Etienne, but his personality was clearly Big Steve. Then Iphigenia. Then,
Did Isis come next?
Yeah, Isis.
Marzipan?
Little Ugly.
Rosamond
was the youngest. Chupe. Marouche. Little Ugly is like the runt and the baby, and the only one that I got to actually watch hatch, which was like terrifying, because like when he was born, he was like I mean, all of them were like gloppy and gross, but he was like even gloppier and grosser, and he had no feathers. Our neighbors 2 doors down have chickens, and everybody likes them. All our neighbors are really supportive of the chickens. They even like want us to try to not kill the roosters to see if they're okay, which I think that they're going to like regret.
Because they're noisy?
Yeah. We're going to raise them for eggs and probably for meat, which is kind of like something that we're all kind of extremely emotional and scared about. But like half of them are going to be roosters. They're going to make a lot of noise and fight with each other. Like maybe we can have one rooster, which would be cool because then we could have more chickens eventually. Yeah, we're probably going to have to either like get rid of or kill like probably about 4 of them. I eat meat, so I'm interested in, owning up to that fact, actually, like, slaughtering them. And a couple other people are, too. So I definitely have formed relationships with the chickens. Like, I love them. I go out every night and watch them before I go to sleep. And I wake them up so I can feed them things.
Do they ever talk about me, or they don't really?
I mean, they don't really talk a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's alright, it's okay.
I mean, they forget me, too, when I leave.
Because it made me feel differently. Well, I think when we first got to Philadelphia, I think that part of why it feels like such an exciting city is maybe because there's a lot of possibility in it. And I think that, there's an abandoned lot next door to our apartment that we sort of took over and started gardening in and sort of annexed as part of our space, and that maybe was more of a transformative experience for how I thought about what's possible in urban space. So maybe by the time doing this chicken project came around, it was like I already had a certain amount of like, oh, this is doable, but certainly it maybe keeps alive that sense of possibility.
I feel like it's really taking advantage of living in West Philadelphia, because you couldn't do this in like South Philly where it's just like all concrete, and like you couldn't do it in like New York City. So I feel like the gardening and the chickens that I've been doing have just been like really taking advantage of like having these like beautiful huge backyards and like trees and like talking to our neighbors and stuff like that. So it's definitely been like taking advantage of living in a space where that's possible.
Chickens seem like a great way to make your own food, not just through meat, but through eggs. And also, have, like, a different kind of relationship to, like, the natural world in an urban space, I think. And that seems really important and great. And I would be interested to know why it's not legal, I guess.
I think it's also interesting, like, the things that we've had to do to, like, make the world safe for the chickens, because, like, we're really afraid of lead paint in our soil. So, like, we're not going to let them run around. So, like, we're going to build them in a really specific place, because, like, a lot of urban chickens just poke around in, like, the urban dirt, and from, like, our research that we've done, that's probably pretty unsafe. So there's definitely been, like, some tension between the city and the chickens that we've had to, like, work around.
I mean, it makes you mindful, too, of, like, those kinds of pollutants that are sort of surrounding you, like having a creature that lives outside, makes your relationship maybe to the soil a little bit different.